Elizabeth Eckel, and you're watching Eye on Public Works, your go-to show for what's happening in Peoria's Public Works Department. Today we're talking about water conservation and recycling, starting with the hot topic of water conservation. And here to tell us more is Andy Lombardo with the city's Public Works and Utilities Department. He is the environmental technician in charge of water conservation for the city of Peoria. Thanks for being here today, Andy.
Thanks for having me on.
Tell us about the city's water conservation program.
The program is intended to encourage a permanent water reduction inside and outside of the home. Qualifying customers will receive a credit on their water bill.
Excellent. And what's its purpose?
The purpose is to conserve water and create a sustainable living lifestyle for Peoria residents.
And what does the city offer through the water conservation program?
We offer education and outreach through teaching children in elementary schools about water conservation. And we also teach adults as well in our free water conservation landscaping classes that we have in the spring and fall.
That sounds great. And can you tell us more about the rebate program and what types of rebates are offered?
The rebate program, we have 5 rebates. And the first rebate that we have is a high efficiency toilet rebate. It's a $100 credit to your water bill. And you can do a maximum of 3 conversions on that high efficiency toilets. Second, we have an irrigation controller. It's a timer, and basically it has multiple time zones, and your rebate can be up to $250 on that one. And we have a hot water heater recirculator, and that's a $100 rebate. That works in conjunction with your hot water heater to give you instant hot water anywhere in your home. And the final 2 rebates that we have is the Xeriscape rebate. And the rebate for new homes is a $150 rebate. And typically the new home builders, they have the Xeriscape landscaping that come with the home. And the big rebate that we have that you can potentially get up to $1,650 is our regular turf conversion rebate. And that's where you convert turf, anything over 500 square feet, converted into Xeriscape low water use landscaping. And you could get a rebate up to $1,650. And that's not just good for homeowners. HOAs can get involved in this. As for an example, I have an HOA in North Peoria where they converted 70,000 square feet of turf in their median going throughout the entire neighborhood. So, you know, everyone can get involved.
Wow, that's incredible. So let's go back to Xeriscape. Don't you mean Xeroscape?
Well, Xeriscape with an X. Xeros is a Greek word for dry. And when you connect that with landscape, you have Xeriscape. And it's dry landscape. You know, we live in the desert. Water is it's a resource that we have to have it, you know.
Yeah.
And in the long term, you know, we need to look at the long term and start conserving. And we need to change the mindset on water conservation.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And how can a Peoria resident get started on the water conservation rebate program?
They can go online, or they can call me directly at 623-773-7861. And I'll help them, you know, if they have any questions, we can go through the online application. What we're going to do is get some basic information where they fill out their name, phone number, water bill, the utility bill number. And basically, once we get that information, we're gonna research and make sure they're a City of Peoria water customer. And basically, once we verify that, then we're going to mail them a formal application. And that is going to get more detailed in the information that we're going to need. And then simply you'll fill it out, attach your receipt, and then mail it back to us. And you'll find out whether you qualify for our rebate. And it'll be by me, yours truly.
Wonderful. Can you walk us through a rebate application?
Yeah, sure. Basically, they're going to fill out the details, and basically on a Xeriscape application, we're gonna call you, set up a pre-inspection, and that's where we come out and take measurements of your turf that you're going to convert, and it has to be a minimum of 500 square feet. Once we get those measurements, we're gonna give you these helpful booklets This one right here is popular. It's all about Xeriscape. And the pictures in here are very informative. They show you how, give you ideas on how to do the Xeriscape.
Right.
And then this one right here, you'll also get a copy of this. And this has all the different native plants.
Oh,
that
wow,
you
that's
can use.
interesting.
Yeah, definitely. And this right
That's
here, this will
wonderful.
even help you if you want to do it yourself. This will give you tips on installing your own irrigation or drip system.
Well, how that's helpful information.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
fantastic.
And then once we give you this, then you do your conversion, and then call us up when you're done. Hold on to all your receipts, and we'll schedule a post-inspection. And that's where we come out and look at your itemized list of your receipt showing all the plants you planted and make sure you converted the turf. For example, this guy I had the other day, he converted a little over 3,000 square feet, and it cost him like a little over $800, and his rebate was over 1,000, so he made money to convert.
Oh, that's incredible. That's great news for
Yeah,
residents.
definitely.
So how can a Peoria resident qualify for this conservation rebate?
Well, first and foremost, they have to be a City of Peoria water customer. That's a requirement. And the program is funded through the water fund. And that's why that's the most important.
Excellent. And how and when can an applicant expect to receive their rebate money?
It takes 1 to 2 billing cycles. And basically, after the inspection, I'll call the homeowner later on that day and let them know if they passed. But yeah, it takes 1 to 2 billing cycles.
Well, I know you stress the importance of holding on to receipts, but what if a customer applies and doesn't have their receipt? They've lost it or can't find it.
That's unfortunate if that happens, but it's the main requirement in our rebate program.
All right. Well, let's hear about the free water conservation and landscape classes that you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, we had this insert that came out in your water bill, and basically these classes happen in the fall and spring, and this happens to be our classes coming up here in spring. The first one is the dirt on compost. Second one, low desert herb gardening, and these run at nighttime from 5 to 7:30. And we have a master gardener who teaches them. Her name is Kirti Mathura. She used to work at Desert Botanical Garden, but now she works at Sing Farms in Scottsdale. So she's a wealth of knowledge, and people really love her classes.
I hope a lot of residents take you up on that because that's a great opportunity for free classes.
We're already booked for our spring classes coming up here. And also, in one of the classes, we'll give you a guided tour through our award-winning Desert Fusion Garden. So that's also a tour that people are just amazed at.
And that garden is located in front of the City Hall.
Yeah,
right here
it's located right in front of City Hall on the left side as you're coming up the stair, right before you go up the stairs to City Hall.
Well, that's another opportunity I hope residents don't miss out on.
Oh, definitely.
Those are beautiful gardens.
That class is packed.
Yeah. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for all of this useful and potentially very lucrative information. It's been a pleasure talking with you, Andy, and we'll be right back to talk about Peoria's recycling programs. Welcome back. I'm Peoria's recycling coordinator, Becky Borquez, and environmental technician, Melissa Avila. Becky, can you tell us more about the city's recycling program?
City of Peoria has many recycling programs. We have a curbside recycling, hazardous waste program. We also have a Bag Central Station program and an education program.
Great, and why is it important for us to recycle?
Recycling has many benefits, economical and also environmental benefits. It creates jobs, saves energy, and it can cost less than disposing of trash.
And how would you say Peoria is doing when it comes to recycling? Is it really benefiting the residents?
Peoria residents are doing an awesome job when it comes to recycling. Since the implementation of recycling, we have recycled 59,000 tons, and that translates to $1.45 million of new revenue. It also translates to a savings of $1.4 million in landfill fees.
Well, so it does sound like it's really benefiting.
It is. As a matter of fact, due to those savings, right now before council, there is a proposal to reduce solid waste rates by 13%.
Wow, that's great. And I see you and Melissa next to these brown recycling bins. What can we put in those?
Melissa's going to demonstrate some of the items that we can put in the recycling barrel.
All right.
I got some stuff in here, and this is basically the color recycling can that you would see typically at your home. It's a cocoa brown container. Of course, this is a little bit smaller, but I do have some boxes. Basically, we can recycle, paper, cardboard. This is one of the items that is cardboard that you can recycle and place in your recycling can. We do take these egg cartons, which are made out of like a paper.
Okay.
You can put this in there. It's recyclable. Thank you, Becky. Also, we do take now, before we didn't take, when we first started our program, we do take wet strength boxes, which is a soda box like this. We did have some changes that did happen, currently when our recycling program started, we only took 1s and 2s. Now we do take 1 through 7. So this is part of the addition that was added on to the program, which is the wet strength boxes. When you're recycling plastics, you want to look at the bottom of the container, and you can see the triangle symbol there, and it'll tell you the number, which is 1 or 2 and on through 7. So this is typically a number 2 plastic, and you can place that in there. We do get asked a lot about the lids, if you can leave the lid on or take it off. You can actually leave the lid on now since the program has changed. You can leave it on there. Also, this is a whipped cream container. You can put this in there as well. Just make sure you do clean it out as much as you can. You don't want to, have to put it through the dishwasher or anything like that, but just try to wipe it out as much as you can. Also, we have some foil, aluminum foil, the same thing. Make sure it doesn't have any food content on it. Another thing that was added is the shredded paper. A lot of people do shred their private information now, so we just want you can put that in the recycling can, but we want you to place it in a clear plastic bag. And it is a little confusing to residents because we do not take plastic bags as far as our recycling program. Like the store bags that you would get at Walmart, like these. We don't want you to place these in there because it does jam up the material recovery facility machines. It jams it up. So what you can do is take it back to your local stores, and they have containers there. We also do have containers at the fire stations here in Peoria and also at our city facilities.
So those we can actually recycle in another way by taking them back to the store or to the fire department. They have a special place to put those. And what happens to those? They
get
those?
taken to, there's different companies that take them. There's a company called Trex, and
Okay.
they actually recycle and make into new products.
Okay, that's fantastic. Well, this is so much information. Where can we find this? I mean, this is a lot to remember right now.
Yes, it is. It's a lot of information, but you can download this information by going onto our website, which is www.peoriaz.recycle, or they can call our customer service department at 623-773-7160.
How do we need to prepare the material that we're going to set aside for recycling?
Well, your material for recyclables, Melissa's going to tell us how to prepare the material when it goes in a recycling barrel.
Like I mentioned earlier, we just want to make sure that it's clean. It doesn't have any food content on it. Like the cardboard box that I showed you, the cereal box, make sure you take out the liners. We don't want you to bag your recyclables. We want you to place them in there loosely. You can see I do have a trash container here as well. We want to make sure residents are bagging and tying their trash.
And this is just for trash that cannot be recycled?
Correct.
Okay. And how do you separate these? How do we need to separate so it's easier for you?
Basically, most residents should have a container if they can inside their home. So when you are in the kitchen or in home, you can basically just throw your recyclable materials into one container, and then your trash, of course, in the other container, and then just take them to your recycling can outside.
Yeah, and I heard you mentioned contaminating the recyclables. What does that mean?
Contaminating is we don't want you to put any food waste or yard waste, any trash basically that you would put into your regular trash can. We don't want you to place that into the recycling container. It does lose the value on a recycling material, so we just want to make sure it's as clean as possible.
Okay, and I know you have something else called the Hazardous Waste Program. What is that?
The Hazardous Waste Program is a program that's offered to residents so that they can dispose of hazardous materials. Some of the materials that are hazardous to our environment are like motor oil, antifreeze, gasoline, paint, both latex and oil-based paints. This program just offers you an opportunity to dispose of it in a safe manner.
And I always have the same question about batteries. What do you do with batteries?
Batteries, bring them to the household hazardous waste event. We will recycle them. Many of the cellular phone batteries are recyclable, so just bring them.
Okay, and I haven't heard of the Bag Central Station program. Tell me about that.
Melissa talked a little bit about the Bag Central Station program. What it is this plastic bags cause a lot of damage at the sorting facility when it comes to recyclables. So we want to keep them out of the recycle bin, and they really belong either at one of the recycling centers. You take them back to the stores, or you can take them to one of the locations. You can find a location at any of the city municipal buildings, like City Hall, the fire stations, and your 2 libraries. So take them either back to the store or recycle them at one of the locations.
That's great, because I always wonder what to do with those bags, and I have so many at home. And you were saying that recycling has an education program. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, as you can see, there's a lot of information when it comes to recycling. So we do offer school presentations and community presentations. We also offer a field trip to the material recovery facility, where residents can see firsthand and experience firsthand the sorting process of recyclables and what happens to the recyclables. Groups or citizens are welcome to contact us at 623-773-7160 or send us an email at recycling@peoriaaz.gov, and we can schedule a presentation or a tour facility.
Okay, so once again, so for the educational programs, go to the website or give you a call.
That's right.
Oh, thank you so much. There's been a lot of information. I learned a lot today. Thank you for joining us. Becky, Melissa, we really appreciate your time, and thank you for coming in and talking to us more about the recycling programs. And thank you for watching Eye on Public Works.